How did Chariots of Fire come about?
Came about through Amanda Samuel 25 years ago. She was always a rider. She trained in Germany to do dressage and then took on carriage driving. Was lucky enough to acquire this place here at Netherborland, and over the years developed a real expertise in working with people with disabilities, and found that at the time there wasn't really anybody who empowered disabled people to go out and compete and take the reins literally and have control and get that sense of freedom. When she died in 2016, far too young, the team here very much wanted to carry on, so we made it into a community interest company, a social enterprise, in order to be able to carry on what she'd started.
If you could just give us a wee description of the sort of work and activity you do at Chariots of Fire.
Basic carriage driving and riding. Carriage driving up to competition level. Stable management, we do pony days, we do group days, and we do pony care days so that people get a pony for the day, or they do stable management. We take sort of say 20 kids here and we'll divide them into groups, and they'll do a little bit of everything during the day. Be it muck out a stable or go and groom a pony, do some riding, do some driving, and they get the opportunity to learn that they're responsible for something. We do a lot of work placement and volunteer activities as well. We get vet students, we get students from the Barony and the animal care courses and the equine courses, and we have our wonderful volunteers with the core team. But our ethos is that we prioritise people with additional needs, and we do get feedback that it feeds back into their home lives as well. We've got one little boy who comes every other Saturday who is autistic, and his parents, when they first brought him, were obviously really challenged and getting used to this idea that this was what it was going to be like. And because since he's been coming here, his demeanour here is completely different from what it was when he first came. And apparently this feeds back into behaviour at home.
We've two particular parents who say that they never thought that the child would be able to do it. Mm-hmm. But there's something about the focus. I mean, one of the lads has gone to national championships, driven at national championships and managed to negotiate, and Mum was just overwhelmed by it. You know, the first time she saw him did it, she was in tears. That's the impact as well, I think, for parents to actually see their children doing something that the child finds fulfilling, and it's reassuring for Mum and Dad as well.
Excellent. You're the worthy winner of the Holywood Award.
We are, amazing.
£7,500. How do you intend on spending that award, and what are your sort of hopes for the future?
I'm absolutely over the moon with that award because it really shows endorsement from other similar organisations. Other social enterprises who all have the same challenges and the same ethos, to be voted for by them. Justice. Terrific, absolutely terrific. I was over the moon about it. So what we'd like to do, we haven't been able to compete since before COVID because we haven't had transport, and obviously COVID regulations meant that we couldn't drive for a long, long time. We now have a wagon. It means that we can go out and we can do competitions elsewhere. We can go back to doing club competitions. Competing was always very much part of Amanda's ethos, to encourage people to go out and challenge themselves and achieve. And it's wonderful for carriage driving because a disabled person can compete against an able-bodied person and quite often beat them. So they get terrific satisfaction out of doing that. So that's the hope, is to build on that really and get back to where we were.
With links with other clubs in other parts of the world saying they've seen what we've done, so they're going to try and do some competitions as well. So there's something about ambassadorial activity that when people see disabled people driving at an open competition, there's something significant about that, I think. It's a demonstration about what's possible for what disabled people are able to do. And that's been the feedback we get nationally. People are amazed to see what people can do. Instead of that closing the world down, this opens it up again.